Ever found yourself justifying your partner's actions even when they hurt you? It's a common occurrence, isn't it? We find ourselves defending their behavior, rationalizing their actions, and downplaying our own feelings. We tell ourselves that it's okay, that they didn't mean it, that they're just stressed or tired. We convince ourselves that it's the right thing to do, to understand, to forgive, to let it slide. But each excuse we make chips away at our self-respect, our self-worth. It can distort our perception of what's acceptable and what's not, blurring the lines between love and harm. It's a slow, insidious process, often so subtle that we don't even realize it's happening. We get so caught up in justifying their actions that we forget to ask ourselves, is this behavior really okay? Are we truly happy? But here's the real question. Are you making excuses because they truly deserve it, or are you simply afraid to face the truth? An absentee partner in a relationship can cause a profound ripple effect. Living in the midst of a relationship yet always feeling alone can be akin to being trapped in an illusion of companionship. You may find yourself constantly compensating for your partner's absence, perhaps by trying to justify their actions or by blaming frequently. An absentee partner might prioritize other aspects of life, like career events or business trips, over you. This over time can lead to an increasingly solitary existence. You could find yourself dining alone, celebrating achievements alone, and even talking to yourself just to break the silence. It's as if you're single, yet chained to the deceptive semblance of a relationship. This continuous isolation can cause corrosive effects on one's self-esteem. You might start questioning your worth, wondering if you're not captivating or significant to warrant their presence or respect. The justifications you make for your partner's absence and disinterest can transform into self-doubts and insecurities. The heart of the matter is that you might end up feeling neglected and alone because you've been prioritizing your partner's needs over your own. Remember, a relationship is about sharing lives together, not living them separately. It's about being supportive, not absent. And most importantly, it's about loving and respecting each other, not tolerating neglect or indifference. It's crucial to recognize the signs of an absentee partner in a relationship, to stand your ground and seek help when needed. Your needs are as important as your partner's. Do not ignore your own needs while making excuses for your partner's absence. So, what happens when we constantly make excuses for our partner's actions? That's the question we're diving into now. The first danger of making excuses is that it enables bad behavior. When we make excuses for our partner's actions, we're essentially giving them a free pass to continue behaving in the same way. We're saying, it's okay, I understand why you did what you did, even when their behavior is not okay. This can lead to a pattern of disrespectful or harmful behavior that goes unchecked and unchallenged. In addition to enabling bad behavior, making excuses can also severely damage one's self-esteem. When we make excuses for someone else, we're often minimizing our own feelings and experiences. We're saying, my feelings don't matter as much as yours do, or I'm not as important as you are. This can lead to feelings of worthlessness and can even cause us to question our own judgment and sanity. Perhaps the most dangerous potential outcome of making excuses is that it can lead to abuse. When we make excuses for our partner's actions, we're often ignoring red flags and warning signs. We're allowing unacceptable behavior to continue and escalate, which can lead to physical, emotional, or psychological abuse. And it's not just about the potential for abuse. Making excuses can create an imbalance in the relationship, where one person's needs and feelings are prioritized over the others. This can lead to resentment, dissatisfaction, and ultimately, a breakdown of the relationship. Let's also not forget the mental and emotional toll of constantly making excuses. It's draining, it's exhausting, and it can leave you feeling like you're walking on eggshells, always trying to justify or explain away your partner's actions. The dangers of making excuses are real, and they can have a profound impact on your life. It's important to recognize these dangers and take steps to address them, for the sake of your own well-being and the health of your relationship. But how can we break this cycle of making excuses? A question that lingers in the minds of many who have found themselves trapped in the endless loop of justification for their partner's actions. The first and most crucial step is setting boundaries. Boundaries are like invisible lines that define your personal space and expectations in a relationship. They are your non-negotiables, the things that you simply cannot compromise on. It's about saying, This is where I draw the line. It's about recognizing that your feelings, your well-being matter. Setting boundaries isn't about controlling your partner's behavior. It's about asserting your own needs and rights. Next, it's important to seek professional help if needed. Sometimes the cycle of making excuses is so deeply ingrained that it's hard to break free without external help. Therapists and counselors are trained to help you understand why you make excuses and how to stop. They can provide you with the tools and strategies you need to break free from this harmful cycle. And let's not forget the power of self-care. This isn't just about spa days and bubble baths, though those can be lovely. It's about prioritizing your own well-being. It's about making time for your own passions, interests, and dreams. It's about recognizing that you are just as important as your partner, and your needs and wants are just as valid. Lastly, remember that it's okay to walk away. If your relationship is causing you constant stress, pain, or unhappiness, and your partner is unwilling or unable to change, it's okay to choose yourself. You have every right to seek happiness and fulfillment, and sometimes that means leaving a relationship that is no longer serving you. By breaking the cycle of excuses, we can start to build healthier relationships. Relationships where we are valued and respected, where our needs and boundaries are honored, where we can grow and thrive as individuals. So let's break the cycle, let's choose ourselves, and let's build the kind of relationships we truly deserve. In the end, it all comes down to one thing: self-love. Yes, self-love, a powerful tool that challenges us to prioritize our own well-being and happiness. It is the shining beacon that guides us through the foggy maze of excuses we sometimes find ourselves trapped in within our relationships. Imagine a world where you don't have to explain away someone else's flaws or justify their actions that hurt you. A world where your happiness is not hinged on another's whims and fancies. That's the world self-love promises. It's about understanding that you are enough, just as you are. It's about recognizing your worth and refusing to settle for anything less. It's about standing up for yourself, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. So take a moment, take a breath, and take a stand. Choose yourself, choose self-love. Remember, you deserve to be loved and respected without having to make excuses for someone else's behavior. Making excuses for your partner's actions doesn't just affect you, it can also cast a shadow on your relationships with your loved ones. When we cover up for our partner's shortcomings, we often find ourselves in the unenviable position of lying to those we care about. A white lie here, an embellishment there, and before we know it, we've woven a web of deceit that we're trapped in. The guilt and stress of maintaining this facade can be overwhelming. The heavy burden of deceit can gnaw at our peace, leading to sleepless nights and anxious days. The strain it puts on our relationships with our loved ones can be the most damaging of all. The trust that took years to build can crumble in an instant when the truth comes to light. In the end, the excuses we make can come back to haunt us, damaging not just our relationship with our partner, but also our relationships with those we care about. It's a sobering reminder that the truth, however hard it may be, is always better than a lie.